Well, this came out today. I mean, does it matter to you that the Washington Post, the liberal newspaper, reports the following? Obama's Indonesian gay nanny and other things from his past. Does that matter to you? Well, it matters to the Washington Post. So let's look at the story, because you won't read it in your local paper. Obama's Indonesian gay nanny and other things from his past. With Obama visiting Indonesia today, the New York Times has a story that is chock full of interesting tidbits, they write, about Obama's time living in Indonesia as a child in the late 60s. For example, the Times reports that back then Obama was chubby, and that some of the locals referred to him as the boy who runs like a duck. I would say it's the boy who rules like a duck. Then, of course, there's this, and I'm quoting now, so don't blame me. His nanny was an openly gay man who, in keeping with Indonesia's relaxed attitudes toward homosexuality, carried on an affair with a local butcher, longtime residents said. The nanny later joined a group of transvestites called Fantastic Dolls, who, like the many transvestites who remain fixtures of Jakarta's streetscape, entertained people by dancing and playing volleyball. Apparently such a thing is not uncommon, as Indonesia has a relatively advanced drag culture. The Australian newspaper The Age reported in 2003. Transvestites, known in Indonesia as waria, are particularly prevalent in the tailoring and makeup artist professions, according to the paper. However, not everyone in Indonesia enjoys the drag queen volleyball games. The BBC reported that hardline Islamists broke up a transvestite beauty pageant in 2005. Finally, the Times relates a story from one of Obama's boyhood friends that some might say presage the future. Well, I don't even want to read it. It's boring. But anyway, he became president, and that's it. We don't know if it has any bearing upon his views of things. So first he was a communist, then a socialist, and then what? No one even knows. We have no idea what he is now.
I don't think that's going to make its way onto the White House website anytime soon, that story about his nanny.
Well, some would say it's what makes him a great president, in that he's so that he's so diverse.
Exactly.
You know. And, of course, as I point out in Trickle Up Poverty, from there at 10 years of age until college, he was mentored by Frank Davis Marshall, a communist, who, by the way, also authored the book Sex Rebel, under a pseudonym that recounted his sexual practices and orientations. Then when Obama began college at Occidental College, he was mentored by the openly gay professor that took gay students under his large wing. You know, and so therefore, let me add that to me it doesn't really matter, but it's very interesting. There's something interesting here. Does it matter? I mean, I didn't write this. The Washington Post did. It's all in his background. You know. See, there's really nothing typical about Obama's upbringing from the point of view of an American. And that's why he has no intrinsic love of America and no ability to connect with the average American, because he isn't one. That's really what it comes down to.
When he gets nostalgic, he thinks of Jakarta instead of the Midwest or New England in the fall. It's a different perspective. He doesn't, it's not fundamentally an American one.
No, it's just that he has no basic, shall I say, norm within him that's American, in plain English.
There you go.
There's no normative center to the man. Yeah. Then, of course, there's a new story. Mystery missile off California coast. Pentagon says don't know what it is. Appears to have been launched at sea. No sign that NORAD or NORTHCOM detected it. No one knows what it is. Maybe Big Sis can see it, you know.
Maybe she can pat it down.
What's this big deal about Bush coming out with a book? I mean, why is he suddenly so popular? I mean, he was a horrible president, wasn't he?
I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they figure if they contrast Bush with Obama, they'll try to make Obama look good. Maybe that's the left-wing approach.
Well, I understand that Vice President Biden had a meeting about governmental transparency today, but unfortunately the meeting was closed to the press. I didn't make that up. Didn't make it up.
That's hilarious.
No, it's in the news. Biden holds a meeting about government transparency under the Democrats, but the meeting was closed.
Oh, God.
With President Obama out of the country tweeting things in Asia, carefully not bowing this time. His trusty sidekick, Joe Biden, is left to find things to do back home. There's a big Diwali party tonight at the White House. The vice president will be there. And I don't know. I mean, he likes parties.
Clearly, he likes squirt gun fights, too, if the pictures...
Well, yes, but I don't know if they're accepted during a Diwali celebration. Are water guns part of a Hindu ritual?
Not that I know of. That might not be adequately respectful. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, to me, the Democrats are nothing more than puppets of the George Soros communist agenda, period. Take over the world, use puppets like them. It's a transparent administration in terms of its incompetence and its appetite for utopian collectivism. And, of course, in that role, Biden certainly excels. There's no question that there's transparency about this man in that regard, don't you think?
I couldn't agree more.
You couldn't? Why not? You should agree more. You absolutely should agree more. Now, let's go to michaelsavage.com. Obama's childhood in Indonesian madrasas is hidden. That's the main story I put up on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
He was there from 67 until 71, while his mom was visiting. She was an anthropologist who went from village to village. And he was left to be mentored by the Indonesian Muslim teachers. They did a very good job. I mean, he became president, right?
Yeah, apparently they fixed his viewpoint unto this very day.
Now, the real big story today is it's an obscure little story. I have to find it. Where is it? Because it's an amazing story. Oh, goodness, where did Mike put it? Here it is. Not the gay nanny from the Washington Post. This is what I was looking for. This is a big deal. Obama visiting Muslim shrine in India. No plans to visit Hindu, Buddhist, or other shrines.
Oh, God. He
is only visiting a Muslim shrine. It's for some guy from the 16th century. He was a Mughal emperor. And he is visiting, in other words, a Muslim shrine. He has no plans to visit any holy place, any holy places of the Sikhs, or any Hindu holy places, Buddhist holy places, or Jain holy places. But most insulting, he does not plan to visit the Chabad house in Mumbai that was the chief target of the jihad mass murderers who killed 173 people in November of 2008, including this beautiful Jewish couple who were there peacefully. They were butchered like animals.
God, I remember that.
Once again, Obama manifests a solicitude for Islam that he certainly wouldn't dream of extending to other faiths. It's actually heartbreaking, truthfully, Beowulf.
It's sad. I remember that poor child both whose parents were slaughtered during that thing.
In front of his eyes, he was saved by a nanny.
That's right.
1-800-449-8255. So the stories for today on the Savage Nation are many. I had interviews today that I turned down, the BBC and the NPR. I'll tell you about them later. And we asked, why is Obama attacking Israel from a Muslim country? Do you think it's right for a president to attack Israel when speaking in a Muslim country? And why is he de-emphasizing his Muslim roots? Why is the media so concerned about a positive portrayal of Obama's childhood? Then there's the mystery missile. Missile was fired off the coast of Southern California that the military so far claims it had nothing to do with. I don't know what it is, frankly. I have no idea. I can't even hazard a guess. I can't even make a joke about it. It's so ridiculous.